Bruyne's corner. Holland! Goal! It's Mo Salah! It's Mo Salah! Absolutely sensational!
Uh-oh. I'm alive. Welcome back for another deadline stream. How are we all? How long's it been? God, like 3 weeks since the last deadline stream. We are back. Sorry, a little bit late there. Maybe not. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're all well. Good to be back streaming FPL once again after many weeks off. Bit rusty. Wildcard is active, indeed. Playboy Carty is asked, and I have activated it. It's one of those, like, I don't know if you guys saw the experts video, but one of them said a few years ago there was this week where people wildcarded. Liverpool had Man United, and I think it was like 7-0 to Liverpool, and everyone wildcarded out Salah, like Trent, and they all like smashed it against Man United. I don't know if this is going to be another one of those weeks that goes down in FPL Folklore history, but we'll see. I have activated it. There was kind of a few things that were a tipping point for me. One of them was Palace taking that 3-0 lead in the second leg, so they're massive favourites now to progress. So their head's going to be in a different place by the time it gets to their double game week, around game week 36. Sorry, I've turned the music down. Yeah, it was too loud. Sorry. Hopefully that's better now. And then like Ekatike playing in the Champions League. Sorry, is that better now? Apologies. Hopefully that's better. That was what. How's that? I've turned it down a lot. Hopefully you can hear me better now. I updated OBS just before going live, which I probably shouldn't have done because it's changed the layout, but hopefully that's better now. Sorry about that. Good now. Perfect. Yeah. So there was that. There was the whole like double game week 36 with Palace thing. There was Ekatike. I had doubts about his minutes, so I didn't want to play him. So it would have meant playing a slightly dodgy team pre-wildcard. So yeah, there's just a few things that kind of just came together, and I just thought I probably should just go for it this week. Bench boost in 33, free hit 34, and then we'll see how the rest of the season goes. I probably will still bring in like 1 or 2 Palace players, don't get me wrong. But I'm not gonna have triple Palace, but I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing. Taking the tiss, thanks for the 44 months. He says, FPL's back, Saints from the march, life is good. Mate, I didn't need the reminder about the Southampton result. Tuna, thank you very much for becoming a FPL Focal member as well. Thank you, Tuna, for your support. Appreciate you. Has that broken my buttons as well? Where's my confetti? Oh, I shouldn't have updated OBS. Is that this is not great. No, do I have to do it manually? Oh, what? Has it broken everything? That one works. Oh, that works. Just that. Oh, there we go. Right, anyway. So, who's wildcard? Who's got the wildcard active? How's the team looking? Oh, let's be honest. There is a bit of a template going, isn't there, with the wildcard? I just honestly think most of the wildcard picks itself. I think going Thiago is probably fairly against the template. It's basically like you go Calvert-Lewin or you go Thiago pretty much. Maybe someone like a Bowen, I don't know. Like if you've got more free transfers, you can start with someone with a good fixture this week, like a Thiago or a Bowen, and then sell them straight away in the double. But I've only got one free transfer, so I don't have the luxury. So I'm just starting with Thiago. It's one of those as well that really could go either way, and it could be a bad swing. But like that Calvert-Lewin's got a pretty good double. He's got Burnley home with 35. I just kind of fancy taking Calvert-Lewin owners on with Thiago because he's been so good this season. You know, he's scored more than twice as many goals. And he's got some good fixtures. Like, I'll free hit in 34. So I'll get Everton home, Fulham home, free hit when he's got United, West Ham home. I'll bench him against City in 36, Palace home, who will probably be on the beach. And then Liverpool in 38. Maybe I'll sell him for like Bowen then. And like Leeds haven't scored for 4 games, if I'm not mistaken. So I know he's got one fewer game, but I actually don't mind it. So that's kind of where I'm at, like with Thiago, and why I've included him, even though I don't think he's going to be in that many wildcard drafts. I just still think he's such a good proven pick, and it did feel a bit like I was taking out too many good assets activating the wildcard, because I took out Dango, I took out Mbumo, I took out Raya, and these are all like great picks for this week. Semenyo's about to be 80% owned. I wouldn't be surprised, maybe higher in like the top 100k. Ash says, sorry I'm late. No worries, Ash. Welcome to the stream. Right, let me move this around. I'm a bit behind on chat already. Tuna, thanks for the 6 months as well. Said, start Wilson or Rodgers, or sell Rodgers to Gordon. 2 free transfers. It's really hard to answer without knowing your team and your chip strategy and so on. Like, Gordon's great for the running, and he's definitely way better than those other 2. So without knowing that, I would say Rodgers to Gordon's worth it. But you could look at someone like a Gross or a Mitoma because they've got Burnley this week and then they've got a double. But it's hard to say without knowing like your chip strategy, because obviously Brighton blank in 34 along with 5 others. So those are like the notable game weeks. Obviously the teams that are doubling in 33, blank in 34. Double game week 36, not announced, but very likely that will be Palace and Man City. Jago, thanks for 26 months. He says, that's literally my team other than Gross. Who have you gone, Jago, in that spot? Have you gone like Mitoma or Hinchelwood or something? Yeah, it's pronounced Gross, not Grob. It's Estset. It's like a German character. Pronounced like 2 S's, so it's Gross. Marcus, thanks for the 44 months as well. He says, tempting. Do I do Welbeck to DCL, Hinchelwood, Mitoma, Minte to Gross? Yeah, I don't mind Welbeck actually. I mean, arguably he's better than DCL, but then does Welbeck start both in the double? It's hard to say. Like, there have been occasions where there's midweek games and Herzler doesn't play him up top because of the busy schedule, and you know he's getting on a bit and all that. Yeah, Minte I'm not so sure on. Hinchelwood's not bad. I think for me the best 2 are Gross and Mitoma, and I just couldn't find a satisfactory way to afford Mitoma in my team. Like, where do you free the money up here? It's either Thiago to Calvert-Lewin, or it's Strike down to like Goodmanson or Beal. Yeah, he's not the most inspiring pick, Gross. Like, he's on some corners, free kicks. Yes, there's a small chance of DEFCON, but none of them are great, let's be honest. Yeah, Neil, I've wildcarded. It's active. This is my team. I don't plan to change anything now unless there's some major news during the stream, but otherwise that should be it. Gomez clears. Yeah, Gomez is nice as well. I just think he's a slight rotation risk. Hinshelwood's good, yeah. Hinshelwood's good. Gross is good. Matoma's good. Vifa's also good. He's playing like right back, but he's just so good for defcons. What's your team value? I think it's going to be wrong on the left side. It's actually 103.1 million with 0.2 mil on the bank. That's after activating the wildcard. So all the money that I've built over the season on players, I've now released. Why who over Senesi? I just couldn't afford Senesi, otherwise he'd be in 100%. Senesi's better, I would say, but both good, really. How we doing, Beardy? Scott's good, yeah. I like Scott, I like Ryan. It's all much of a muchness with those guys. Why did I wildcard? It was... the tipping point was like Ekatika just lost confidence in his minutes this week. Like Salah and Gakpo likely come in. And then Palace with the 3-0 win last night. So I think they're... like one of the appeals for me of Wildcard 35 was I could have triple Palace. Because I'm not going to be able to get to that. Most likely. Almost certainly. Using just free transfers. Because I've only got one free transfer. So that was another appeal to me. But given they're likely to progress, I'm just not that bothered about loading up on triple Palace. I might have one or two. And yeah, just like not owning high-owned players like Haaland and just Semenyo. Like I feel like they could do damage. But it's really team dependent. Like it didn't look bad before the wildcard. Some people have got really good teams for this week where it really just doesn't make sense to wildcard. Igor says Caicedo and Welbeck or DCL and Gross / Gomez. My brain is in overdrive. I know Welbeck will not start all 3 games, but this game against Burnley. So Caicedo and Welbeck or DCL. I prefer DCL and Gross if I had to pick there. They're both, yeah. Not a big fan of Caicedo. He's good for defcons. A bit of a yellow card magnet. Welbeck's okay. It's just whether he starts both in the double. Mark, thank you for your super chat as well. He said Wildcard is active. He's got nothing in the bank. So he's gone for Bruggen, Darlow, Van Heck. So it's almost the same team here. What's different? You've got Hinshelwood, Goodmanson. DL. Who's DL? I feel like this is someone really obvious. So you've got João Pedro, Haaland and DL. DL. Is that Calvert-Lewin? But it can't be. Or do you mean CL? DCL. You forgot the C. Right. Any changes to make? So your bench boost. Okay. Let's think. Yeah, Goodmanson's okay. Just, I don't know. You look at his points this season. He's actually been horrendous as far as FPL. I sort of like B or more than Goodmanson, but you've got nothing in the bank, so actually you can't even afford that. No, I think that's fine. I think that's the best you can do with your money there. Like there's Vifa. I don't. Is he cheaper than Hinshelwood? I'm not even sure on the prices of these guys, but I think that's the best you can do, Mark. Honestly, I can't really suggest any changes. It looks like a great team. Obviously, I would say that because it's almost identical to the one that I landed on. So yeah, it looks good to go, Mark. FPL Apprentice, thanks for 28 months. Wildcard, he's got 7.5 mil for a mid on Gordon. Any improvement? What chip strategy are you on? Yeah, I think Gordon's okay to take through on the wildcard, even though he doesn't double. I'd be half tempted by like a Mitoma instead, just because he's got Burnley this week and he's got a double game week. If you guys don't follow FPL Instinctive, he does. He's like a Brighton fan. He does really good analysis. He wrote a big thread on the Brighton picks, and he really likes Mitoma. So that got me thinking about Mitoma. Okay, yeah. So bench boost 30. So maybe Mitoma, but I don't know. It depends on your Brighton setup if you're tripled up. Honestly, I think Gordon's great. He's probably the best you can do for that price. I think you're right. Yeah, Gordon. Dave, thanks for the 5 months as well. He says you're keeping Thiago. Are you going to get DCL before 33? No, I'm not. I'm actually going to just keep Thiago and bench boost him. He's just been so good this season, Thiago. Like, he scored twice as many goals as Calvert-Lewin. Leeds haven't scored for 4 games. I I just felt like maybe this is somewhere I could slightly differentiate from the wildcard template and just take on the DCL ownership. And he's got some like good fixtures. I'll free hit in 34, so I'll get 3 home games in a row out of him next. Everton home, Fulham home, West Ham home. So I don't know, the more I thought about it, I just thought I don't mind it. I'll bench him against City. I think that's in 36. Maybe sell him in 38. But yeah, that's where I'm at with Thiago. I'm trying not to go too all in on the double gaming. I think I probably already have, to be fair. But like, I'm just trying not to go too all in with some players that I just would never touch normally. But to be fair, I'm looking at Gross in my team, and he would never be anywhere near my team without a double. But I'm not a big fan of Calvert-Lewin. I didn't go for him early in the season when lots picked him up. He did go on that really good run actually, but a lot of people picked him up at the complete wrong time. Yeah, we'll see. I just really like Thiago. I think he's just quality. Yeah, I did wildcard Danny. A lot of people line up Gomez. He's on 9 yellows. Yeah, that's a good point from Marcus. Gomez is on 9 yellows. So if he gets booked this game, he's going to be suspended for the entire double. Plus also he's a potential rotation risk. Like maybe he starts one in right wing and Minte starts the other. Bellman says, hi Oscar in chat, it's good to be back. My wildcard is active too. Good luck all this game week. Thank you, Bellman. And Shaq Attack with the 12 months, 1 year. He says, are you locked in? Only one of the confettis is working. Hang on. Oh, maybe I'll do this. No, not that. That one. That might fix it. Yeah, I am locked in. I probably shouldn't, but I'm going to work out how many points I lose or gain from wildcarding this week as opposed to before. It has been a while, Ethan. Mate, way too long. So yeah, we'll see. It wasn't bad, the team before. It does come down to a few things, like how Mbeumo and Dango do. Like, if they smash it, then yeah, it's going to be tough. Because there's no way you come out of City versus Chelsea with returns from all 5. Like, there's going to be at least a couple blanks there. I don't like that, having 5 players in one game. Bring the cat back. I can turn the cam off. There you go. Is that better? David says, will you bring in Arsenal, Palace and Newcastle players after 34? I'm in the same situation with 1 free transfer, but I'm leaning towards wildcard 35. So what I'll probably do in game week 35, hopefully I'll roll. In game week 36, I'll potentially do Palmer and like Hill to Sarr and Munoz. And then in game week 37, I could bring in 2 Arsenal players like Timber and Rice for Burnley home. And then the final game week. So maybe something like that. Boom says, hi Team Valley's playing off. He's got 103.9 plus 2.3 million in the bank. He's got the same team, but Senesi over strike. Leeds are poor with injuries in XGC. Only Tav. Have you seen Trafford's data? I've not looked at Trafford's data. I did own him for like 1 game week, and he's actually quite good for Defcon. And I think he's among the best in the league for crosses or something, right? Which data do you mean? That's crazy, Team Valley. Yeah, I know what you mean on Leeds. It doesn't feel right to have double Leeds defence. I mean, they've got Wolves home. That's kind of the main one in the first of the double. And they do have Burnley home in 35. Do a poll on the cat or no cat. Bobby, thanks for the 30 months. He says, we're so back. Keep Ekatike for 1 week or nah, good luck. Depends on chip strategy. Like, I was considering Mane to Bowen and benching Ekatike. I don't know if he's going to start this one. I think he's a bit dodgy for a start. He was really poor against PSG. And he played like 78 minutes, so I don't know if he starts. That's the thing. But like, if you're not using the free hit in 34, he could be handy to keep, if you see what I mean. But otherwise, I'd sell him for Bowen. Like, yeah, if you can't afford someone else to Bowen, I'd just sell Ekitike for Bowen this week. T Blake says, Wildcard 32, keeping an extra single game player because I don't have the free transfers. Yeah, I'm the same as you. Palmer and Anderson or Gibbs White Tavernier. I'm thinking Palmer for transferability moving forward. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Not sure about Anderson though. Why not get someone like... I mean, he's not bad, but you could get someone that has a double for around the same price. Like, you mentioned Tavernier. I'd much rather Tavernier. Also, what's quite nice about Tavernier is... So he's got Leeds home in the second of the double, but then he's got Crystal Palace home in Gameweek 35. And Crystal Palace would have played just a few days before that, assuming they progress in Europa. They're 3-0 up on the first leg. Their first game's a few days before Palace home, and then Palace's second game is a few days after. So like, they're totally going to be focused on that. So that could be a nice thing for like Evan Ilson, Tavernier, Ryan, Mukiele or Orderete. I'd say Mukiele. I'm biased because he's been so good for me, but I'd say Mukiele. Captain Poll has got Bruno by far top. Let's do a chip poll then. Is your wildcard active? Active, saving it, used it. I'm going to put used it because I'm guessing there's people out there, lots of people that have used it already, and they're like, what about me? There we go. Poll is up. Get your votes in. YouTube Shorts says, Gross, Hinshelwood or Mitoma, money is not an issue. If I had the money, I'd say Mitoma. I'd probably just take the punt on Mitoma. I think he's going to be first choice left wing. He's got Burnley. He's the higher upside pick, basically. Gross is a bit more secure for minutes. Yeah, Welbeck. What do you mean, please, cat? Mate, I'm not that bad to look at, am I? Bowen to Haaland or Roll? No, I would stick with Bowen. I think Bowen's equally good with Haaland this week. Like, Wolves home. I would keep him. Nah, I'm not so keen on Minte. Why Mitoma? I just think he's first choice left wing. He should be nailed on. He's had a couple knocks this season, but like, he scored versus England, wasn't it, over the break at Wembley? England's first ever loss at Wembley to an Asian team. He was the goal scorer. And he's got Burnley, then he's got double. I just think Mitoma's being overlooked. He's a really nice differential. I really wanted him instead of Gross. Yeah, I'm not sure on Minte. I just don't think he's nailed for both games, Minte. I think Gomez could easily start one in right wing. I mean, let's look at FPL Instinctive's predicted lineup. He's really good for Brighton stuff. And he's got Gomez starting right wing speed. Whoa, what has just happened? The cat's back and the confetti. What is going on? Mate, my stream setup's so broken. I need to figure this out. Oh my god, Tim's just gifted 50 memberships. Manually pressing the nuke button here. Tim with the 50 gifted memberships to the chat. Make sure you spam in chat and you might get one of those off him. They randomly get given out to whoever's in chat. Tim, thank you so much, mate. Appreciate you. Yeah, thank you. Very generous. Appreciate the generosity. Thank you, Tim. Tim's on... what was your... He's on Wildcard 35, bench boost 36, I think. Because this team is like super stacked this week. Maybe I can find your team here. That's my team. That's Tim's team. I don't know what they're going... Oh, this confetti is killing me. I don't know what to do with that. Yeah, like, if you had that, if you had Tim's team, would you wildcard this week? Because he can do Mane to Bowen and bench Ekitike as well. So I just think if you've got a setup like Tim, it just makes sense to keep the wildcard. Because he can do Mane to Bowen, he can bench Ekitike, and he's still got Ekitike for 34 where he could be good. And he's already got like Gordon in place. Yeah, I just think it's a good enough team to keep the wild card. So anyway, thank you, Tim. Absolute legend. We appreciate you. 65% have got active, 23% save, and 12% have used it already. Josh says Cunha to Matoma now to free up DCL to Thiago. No, I wouldn't. Are you saying using up free transfers, Josh? Because Cunha's really good this week, so I wouldn't sell Cunha. Definitely not. If you're on a wildcard, I'd rather Matoma, but if you're not, I would keep Cunha. I mean, Leeds home is a really nice fixture this week for Man United. So we've got Rodon's out, Stack's out, but probably both out till next month. And then they've got some doubts like Beale, Goodmanson, Okafor. Brad says here for the bangers. Hopefully the volume's alright. I got told off earlier because I had the volume way too up, but hopefully that's alright. Right, let's do King of the Game Week. It was Beto was it against Chelsea? Who do you think is going to be King of the Game Week this week? It's Beto. 16 points he got. I think they played Chelsea, didn't they, in the blank? So he must have scored. Is that a brace or something? Yes, they won 3-0. I guess he was involved in was he involved in all three? Anyway, predictions for 32. Top scorer. Bobby says it's King Salah. You know what? He should start. I'm going to go... I'll go Mitoma. Operation Target Burnley. Yeah, I'll go Mitoma. Apologies for all the missed messages. I know there's a lot here, and I'm not intentionally ignoring any, so sorry about that, guys. Bowen, Welbeck, Brobby, Richarlison. Oh, he got 2 goals and an assist. Thank you. Welbeck, Watkins, Thiago or Welbeck, Haaland, Gibbs White. Somerville, is he back? Thought he was injured. Why did I join the stream and I'm seeing a picture of Beto? We do a little mini game every stream where everyone predicts who they think is going to be the top scoring player of the game week. And it was Beto last game week of all the players. I don't think anyone got that one. I don't think anyone got Beto. Somehow, someone on Discord did. We also play the game on the Focal Discord. And someone genuinely predicted Beto. I'm just trying to find if I've got an invite link, because I always forget to plug it, so I probably should. What's the Focal Discord link? Invite. I'll create one. I'll create an invite. If you're not in there, you guys should come join it. There's something like 13,000 FPL managers in there now. It's massive. Right, create link, generate link. Here we go. If anyone wants to join the Focal Discord, that's the link. Gets a bit crazy in there during games in the live match channel. You have been warned. Usually quite a few @moderator tags. Focal bot. Will Krupi not play? It's hard to say. He's definitely a big rotation risk. Wouldn't want to start him against Arsenal anyway, but I wouldn't want to play him in a double, really, unless you're out of chips or something. Doesn't get that bad. Most of the time, no. You're the guy who's muted on the Discord until Arsenal win a trophy. It's been over a year. Mate, is that what you agreed to? It vaguely rings a bell. Did you ask to be muted till Arsenal win a trophy? How are you going to get in touch? I guess you're going to have to DM me or something. Where's the dog? I actually don't know where he is. Not sure. I can't really show you, but I got a new sofa in the office over the break, and maybe I can find the video on Twitter. The office is looking so good now. Oh yeah, this works. Check it out. That work if I go full screen. There's the office, the new sofa. Got my whiskey in the corner there. Oh yeah, check this out. Oh, I don't know if it's going to do it. This is the coolest thing I think I own. If you watch very closely, it spins by itself forever. No batteries. How sick is that? Spins forever. Anyway, let me put the world down. I've got it next to the Football Content Awards. Best football content creator, FPL Focal. Anyway, so yeah, I was busy with that over the break, and the office is complete now, and that's where I spend pretty much all my life, in this room. So it had to look good, and now it's complete. Focal, the owner of Earth. What do you think about Robbie? Your office is beautiful. It is nice in here. I'm really happy with it. The world in his palms. The boss is judging you. Calvin, thank you for the 2 months. Been watching you before your #1 rank. That was the craziest thing. Like, starting the channel, and I was just like, let me just do some videos for a bit of fun. And it also happened to be the same season I got rank 1 in the world. So that all lined up really nicely. Luckiest run ever, pure luck, but that was nice. And it definitely, I think, accelerated the growth of the channel. Something like that happening. Let's move that up there. There we go. Anyway, keep the questions coming. Yeah, it's just on Welbeck. Does he definitely start both in the double? I think it's 50-50. Like, it could be one start, one bench, but it might not matter, like, because he's got Burnley this week as well. What year was that? Oh, a long time ago. 5 years ago? I think it was 21-22. You're on Captain Thiago. Fair play. How did you decide to wildcard in the end? There was a few things. One of them was Ekitike and his minutes in the Champions League, and I just wasn't sure if he even starts this game week, so then I was going to have to bench him realistically. I don't know, I didn't feel comfortable starting him. And then it was like Palace winning 3-0 on the first leg. So I think their appeal goes down a little bit for the double whenever that comes in 36 most likely. Like, I'll probably still own like 1 or 2. Maybe I'll just buy like Sarr and Munoz for that. I'm guessing it'll be double game week 36, almost certainly. And then it's just at the back of my head, it was also just not owning really highly owned players. I just didn't want to deal with that headache this game week. Like, not owning Haaland, not owning Semenyo. I just want a peaceful game week for once. So that that's the wrong way to look at it, but that was also at the back of my head a little bit. So yeah, it was really close, but I just felt like it's probably worth using now in my situation, because my team wasn't as strong as some others that are saving it. Josh says, why has everyone got Palmer on the wildcard? Not convinced. Yeah, it's basically because of the double. I don't think it'll be in any teams otherwise. Like, Man United home, Brighton away, that's not bad. And it's a double game week after all. And he's got Forest home. I'll probably sell him in 36. Oh, you can't see that. I'll probably sell him in 36 when he's got... Is it Liverpool away? And then that could be the way I free up money for like a couple Palace guys. Calm down, Scarface, with the world in your hands. So yeah, that's the reasoning. HF FPL with the 11 months says, what about Welbeck and Scott versus DCL and Matoma Gomez? Yeah, we're talking about those combinations earlier, and I prefer the second combo, personally. I think DCL and Welbeck are fairly similar. DCL maybe slightly better, and I would say Matoma's better than Scott. My brother's asked me whether to wildcard or not. Let's have a look at his team quick. Could have asked me this before the stream, bro. Right, let's have a look at his team. He's asking whether this is a wild card. What do we think? This is my little brother's team. So he's got the Bravka all the way. I think it is. Have you still got triple captain? I can't remember if you used it. I think you should use it though. Yeah, because you got Ekatike. I'm not sure. I feel like we'd probably see a bounce from Spurs. I don't know about Alderete either. You'd play Riot, obviously, not Dubravka. Bakerman says don't. YouTube Short says do. I would if I were you. Hope you charge him for personal one-on-one advice. I will be sending him an invoice, definitely. Yeah, I think I would with that. And I think he said he'd use the triple captain. No, you haven't used it. So yeah, even more reason. So you go, if you've got all 4 chips, I think it's surely got to be wildcard 32, bench boost 33, free hit 34, triple captain 36, or wherever the City double goes. Like, in all likelihood, it's probably like 95% likely or something like that we have Man City doubling, Haaland doubles with Brentford home and Palace home. Like, that's just got triple captain written all over it. Watch out for the lawsuit. Yeah, a couple of them are saying wildcard, so he says he's going to do it. Oh, you have used the triple captain. Yeah, he's going to do it. He's got a few top 10Ks. He's good at FPL. Maybe I'll have to get him on a stream one day. Phantom Tweaker says, can you do an overview of the pros and cons of both chip strategies? So the two we're talking about, basically, the two main ones are Wildcard 32, Bench Boost 33, Free Hit 34. Or the other one is you Free Hit in 33, Wildcard 35, Bench Boost 36. So with the Wildcard 32, it does partly depend on how your team looks right now, because a lot of people are wildcarding out of really good teams this week. And that can backfire, so I guess that's one of the cons. But the pro is you can set up for the double in 33, which is the best week for the rest of the season to bench boost. Like, there isn't a better week. So that's the main pro. What else is there? One of the appeals of wildcard in 35 is you can have triple Palace and load up for them for their double. But I think that's less appealing now. Now that they're 3-0 up going into the second leg, so I think that's now a slight con of waiting. If you've still got the triple captain as well, so all 4 ships, then I think that's even more reason to wildcard now, because then you can triple captain the double in 36. No, it doesn't have a YouTube channel. He just messaged saying top 4K twice, not top 10K twice. Right, I stand corrected. 1.1K and 3.3K is finished. Anyway, where do we get to here? Momo says, Oscar, 2 free transfers, all 4 chips left. Gameweek 32, Ekatike to Bowen to give me double Brentford, free hit 33 or wildcard 32. Yeah, so if you've got all 4, like I was saying just then, I would use the wildcard now. Because then you can triple captain and double Gameweek 36. Otherwise, you're going to have to triple captain or bench boost a single game week. So I just think it makes sense to use it now when you've got all 4 chips. Wildcard 32, bench boost the double in 33. You free hit 34. You can roll in 35. And then potentially buy a couple of Palace players. And triple captain in 36. That just looks so strong to me. If you've got all 4 chips, like, that's so strong for the rest of the season. Nick, thanks for the 3 months. He says free hit 33, Pedro to Bowen or Ekatike to Bowen. So are you saying... So then if you're free hitting 33, you're going to need a player that plays in 34. So therefore you sell Pedro, really. Because you're going to need Ekatike in 34, aren't you? Are you able to bench Ekatike, though? I mean, he could start, to be fair. I feel like he could start and get an early sub. It's hard to say. Yeah, so I'd probably do Pedro out if you're free hitting 33. Lucas says, -4 before 33 wildcard to replace a Stev / Wilson unlimited money. Nah, I wouldn't take a hit. Just play Wilson. I wouldn't take a -4 for that. What flavour should we go for? We've got lemon, strawberry, watermelon, pomegranate, raspberry raptor. I think that's it. Or fruity frog, whatever the hell that is. No, not tea bags. It's holy energy. It's like powder. You add it to water. New channel sponsor. Raspberry Ross. I'm gonna try the raspberry raptor. Well, it's got like raspberry and lemons on it, so I don't know. We'll see. Moment of truth. Yeah, it's nice. It's good. It's an interesting flavour. It's like raspberry and lemons mixed together. But it's nice. If you want to check them out, link below. There's a couple of coupon links there as well, or coupon codes to get discount. Holy energy. Why is Thiago in your team? I just think like he's been so good over the season. He's got some really good home fixtures coming up. Everton home, Fulham home. I'll free hit him out for Man United away. And then West Ham home. So I think he's okay. I know he's got one fewer fixture. Yeah, electrolytes. They've got like 4 types. So this one is hydration, which is just electrolytes. They've got an iced tea one. They've got a milkshake one. And what's the other one? Hydration. And this is the energy one. So this one's got like the equivalent of 2 coffees in it. So I might be absolutely bouncing off the walls in a minute. Yeah, the milkshake one's good. The caramel one's probably the best one. I've almost tried them all at this point. Hasn't he scored twice against United? I mean, I could even keep him on the free hit. You might be right. What did he do against United? Game week 6, he scored a brace. Alright, I could even keep him on the free hit, so I might have him for the next 4 straight weeks. But Calvert-Lewin is nice. I don't know, maybe I've just got a bit of a soft spot, or a blind spot rather, for Thiago, because I bought him so early in the season for 6.2 mil. I was really early on Thiago. And he's been overall fantastic, so yeah, I quite like the idea of keeping him, even though he doesn't double. Dango or in die? Dango. Why gross? Honestly, like the Brighton mids, none of them are particularly exciting, but I think Gross and Matoma are probably the 2 best. Like it's Burnley this week, which is probably the best fixture a team can have, other than Burnley home, but Burnley away. And then it's a double game week. I might end up using them later in a pinch, but it's just a double game week basically. He's good for minutes. Triple cap Bruno. Nah, if you got the triple cap, save it for one of the doubles. Save it for later. That Fleming goal will give you nightmares. Honestly, I'm not even that confident in a Burnley clean sheet. Like, what are the odds saying? Yeah, I mean, it's like 34%, so it's like almost a 1 in 3 chance. So actually, it's quite unlikely. But it's still like among the best odds besides Arsenal, so that's another reason why like saving the wildcard could be beneficial. If you've got like double Arsenal defence, you're not going to keep double on the wildcard. Because in Game Week 33, Arsenal have got City away. Frimpong, too much of a risk? Yeah, I wouldn't risk him for a bench boost. Yeah, I think you go like a City defender, O'Reilly, Nunes, Gray. I mean, Leeds have got Wolves home, Bournemouth away, so I think at least one defensive Leeds player, so like a Strike, Darlow. Bournemouth, you go Senesi or Hill, maybe both. And maybe 1 or 2 Brighton. So I think those make more sense than anyone like a Frimpong. Callum says, Gross / Calvert-Lewin or Welbeck and Edwards. I prefer the first combination. I think that's much better. They're both quite strong, but I prefer the first combination. They both feel better for minutes as well. Yeah, Alex Scott's a strong pick. Don't mind him. I think it's close between Scott and Ryan for the second best Bournemouth mid after Tavernier. But I think Scott maybe just edges it for minutes as well. Yeah, that's confirmed, Andrew. I don't think I'll change a thing now. If you guys would change anything on this team, what would you change? Would you do like Thiago to DCL, or is there anything else you would change? Or would you like not have João Pedro? This is the thing that was really awkward with the wildcard this week. You just got some really rough fixtures, like double Chelsea attack against City. And I've got like triple City against Chelsea. Make the team all blue. Thiago to Watkins? Surely not, Charlie. Who have they got? Forest, is it? But they'll be looking at the Europa League, won't they? Mitoma for Gross. Yeah, if I could afford that, Hawk, that would be the one thing I'd love to change. I just can't afford it. I don't have the money. You would change Gross. Yeah, who would you change him to, though? Who is there? The options are so limited. So I've got 0.2 mil on the bank. So there's just, where can you go? You can go like Scott was mentioned, could go for him. But is he better? Definitely better. And also I can't play him this week. Well, yeah, I'd have to play Tavernier against Arsenal. That's the thing. Ampadu. Could go Ampadu and just kind of hope for DEFCONs. He hasn't really got the goal involvements, has he? He's just got a few over the whole season. He's on 1 goal, 2 assists. He's doing alright for DEFCONs. If we go DEFCON midfielders, who are the best that have a double? Yeah, Ampadu's 5th best in the league. 54% success, so that's not bad. Oh, Scott as well. That's weird as well that Ampadu has hit DEFCON 16% more, but their DEFCONs per 90 is almost identical. That's quite an interesting gap. But yeah, Scott and Ampadu are good if you just want to back the DEFCONs. That's about it, isn't it? Just go for like a boring DEFCON pick. Palmer to Rice. No, keeping Palmer for sure because of the double in 33. It's a shame actually Stack got that injury. If Stack wasn't injured, he almost certainly would have been in my team instead. But the options are really limited. C-Max says, which two should I bench out of Wilson, O'Reilly, Rogers, Chow and João Pedro? Or already played the wildcard, so you navigate this period as best as you can with the free hit in 34. So which two? Okay. Probably Chow. Probably Rogers. Chow and Rogers, I would say. It's really close. They're all a bit like not great, but I would say those two, C-Mac. Chow and Rogers. Will Matoma definitely play? I can afford him over Gross, should I? I think he should play. He's in the predicted lineups. He's over his injury. Like, he played over the international break. So, yeah, I think he's fine. If I could afford him, I would have him anyway. No worries, C-Mac. Matthias said, what made you decide to use your wildcard? I was really going back and forth on it because 33 is the best bench boost week. But I did have some players with decent fixtures. Like, I had Dango with Everton home. I had Mbeumo with Leeds home. I had Raya, who had Bournemouth home. But then I had, like, Ekatike, and I just lost confidence in his minutes this game week after the Champions League. And then I had... One of the reasons I wanted to save it is because I've got one free transfer, and Wildcard 35 lets me have triple Palace with their double. But now it seems really likely that Palace progress because they're 3-0 up in the first leg. So I don't think I'll actually want triple Palace. I might be okay with just the 2, maybe even 1 by the time we get there. So there was that as well. It's really close though. It could be that both chip strategies do well, or it could be that one does substantially better. How we doing, Baller? Good to see you, mate. So yeah, that was sort of the tipping point. Yeah, Matoma was just back from injury though then. Like, Herzler loves him. Ibadal says, I've only got one free transfer this week. If I roll and play the free hit next week, will I have 2 free transfers to FPL Gameweek 34? Yeah, you will. So you'll carry over whatever you had before activating. So yeah, if you've got 1 transfer now and you roll, next week you'll have 2. You'll activate the free hit and you'll still have 2 after that. It carries over what you had before using the chip. Same with the wildcard. Pace says, do I keep Dango? I want to bring in Anderson or Gibbs White. I think Dango's arguably better than both of those this week, so I would keep him for this week. I thought, don't Forest have Villa? I feel like Dango's way better. Well, not way better, but better than Anderson and Gibbs White this week. I'm expecting him to start as well. I didn't end up mentioning this in videos, but did you guys see, like, it was reported that 2 Brentford players got in a fight in London because someone was getting assaulted, and 2 Brentford players got involved and like helped out, and they ended up coming away bloodied, was what it said in the article. And then when Andrews was asked why Dango was benched, he gave some really weird answer, like he's had a bit of a week. So I don't know, I'll be speculating, but I just wonder if he was one of the players. Because he was so good against Wolves the game before. It made no sense to me last match. And it was really annoying because I had Dango, but maybe that's the context of why he got benched. Because it just didn't make sense for him to be on the bench otherwise. So maybe that was the reason. So anyway, I'm expecting him to start. So I think Dango's great. Unfortunately, because I've just sold him on the wild card. But anyway, Faisal says he's 8th in his 25-man league, 90 points behind with all the chips and 2 free transfers. What do you suggest I do to catch up? It's going to be really hard to make up 90, but if you've got all the chips, I would wildcard now. I'd bench boost 33, free hit 34, and triple captain Haaland. Maybe not Haaland even, like if you want to make up 90. You can decide on that at the time. You could go someone like Semenyo. But I would wildcard now, and I'd probably just go super aggressive. So like, you go triple Brighton defense, and instead of Gross, you go like, you know, Ryan, for example. So you've got double Bournemouth attack, and just differentiate from even the wildcard template wherever possible. It's going to be really hard to make up 90, if I'm honest, but if you really go aggressive like that, it's possible. Like if you had triple Brighton defense and keep a clean sheet, then that's huge points made up. And then, You know, double Bournemouth attack, not many people are doing, so that could be another way. That sort of thing. And I'd probably have Haaland, Thiago, Bowen front three, and then sell one of those for João Pedro, something like that, and just use your extra transfer towards that, moving one of those front three to a double game to João Pedro in the double. What's Tom doing? I'm actually not sure. I haven't spoke to him over the break. Don't know. Yeah, I wonder if he'll wildcard. I can't remember what his team looks like for this week. I think it was fairly strong, so maybe he won't. I reckon he probably will, though. Phantom says, my wildcard's similar, but thoughts on Gibbs White over Palmer. I mean, Gibbs White doesn't have a double, Palmer does, so I would definitely rather Palmer. Tom said he'll decide till 5 PM, so I guess he's decided. Thumbs to Tom for a new model. He's been great, actually, Eric. We never planned to do a recurring videos together. I just thought I'd do a one-off interview because every season I try to interview whoever's #1 in the world because it's so interesting to hear like their story, how they've done it, how they play the game to get to #1 in the world. But he's so well spoken. His English is better than many English people. Really articulate guy, really clever. He's studying to become a doctor, and he's managed to hold on to #1 at the moment. So yeah, we kept doing the videos. Yeah, he's a good lad. We have a lot of fun in our recordings. There's always so many outtakes. There was even more outtakes that didn't even make the last video. Yeah, he's a good lad. So hopefully we can keep doing them together, as long as people are enjoying them. And I think he's wildcarding this week. He's got all 4 chips, so he's got a huge decision to make there. But I think he's wildcarding. Goal scorer odds. Those are the projected goals. Is that what you mean, or do you mean the player odds? Sohan says, hi Oscar, Reinildo or Anderson first bench if Timber doesn't play. Also 1 week punt for replacing Ekatike before Wildcard 33. Welbeck or Haaland maybe. Thank you. Yeah, probably Anderson. I just hope for DEFCON. I don't think either keep a clean sheet, but I'd say Anderson. 1 week punts, Haaland or Bowen. Either of those. Bowen if you're chasing, Haaland if you're not. In terms of Ekatike replacements. Flanny, thank you for the 47 months. He says, oi boss, soon big 50. By the way, is Timber clear? Big up. I don't think he is. I'm pretty sure he's not trained, but I actually can't remember what the latest is there. I think he's a doubt, unfortunately. Baba Wabba says Thiago out for Bowen, Ekatike, Pedro, Thiago front 3. Feels a bit sideways, Thiago to Bowen. They've both got a home fixture that's not bad. Bowen's is slightly better, don't get me wrong. Depends on your chip strategy. Like, if you're free hitting 33, then Pedro out, definitely. But you can probably use that free transfer for something more later. Prince Farouk with the 15 months. Wildcard is like yours, but Dango, Gross and Welbeck Thiago. What did you put in chat? You meant Welbeck for JP. But Dango, Gross and Welbeck JP. Don't know if I'd have Dango on a wildcard. Gross is fine. Welbeck, yeah. Thiago, yeah. JP, yeah. If I was going to have a midfielder, I'd have like a Gordon instead of a Dango. But other than that, I think they're all great picks. Lewis says, should I wildcard? I've only got 1 free transfer. I feel like having no City this game, it could hurt my rank. It really depends how the rest of your team is. Like, if you've got a good team, then no, you don't have to. Because although, you know, maybe City do well, you could make up the points elsewhere. If you've got, you know, Thiago, Dango, Cunha and Bumo, you know, double Arsenal defence, those sort of picks could just make up the points quite easily and you could end up scoring similarly to the average on a totally different route. But yeah, it's hard to say about knowing your team, but it's definitely a good wildcard week. Munzi says, I can't afford Pedro. Is Evan Nilsson a good punt? Yeah, Evan Nilsson's good. I'm just trying to think whether... Have you got Calvert-Lewin or Thiago? Because you could do like Haaland, Calvert-Lewin, João Pedro. I think that's really nice. Evan Nilsson's good though, yeah. I like Evan Nilsson as a pick. He definitely runs hot and cold, Evan Nilsson. So like he's one of those that you just gotta hope you get him at the right time, because he can go through proper dry spells, but he can also be like pretty decent and consistent. The maths on your team doesn't add up. Which bit? Which part doesn't add up? Ardy says, should I opt for Van Heck over Welbeck and get João Pedro instead of the attack or DCL? Yeah, in theory, it's potentially better going no João Pedro, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Just because of how consistent he was at that point. Like that run there, it's just absolutely crazy. So for me, he was like non-negotiable, João Pedro, on the wildcard. I've seen some going without, but for me, yeah, non-negotiable. Unless you literally start without him and then, you know, for example, if you start with Haaland, Thiago, Bowen, and then sell one of those two for João Pedro in the double, that works fine. But yeah, I prefer Van Heck, yeah. I'm just not sure on Welbeck and whether he definitely starts both in the double. That's really what it boils down to. Do you guys think he starts both in the double? I just don't know at his age. Like, and there's been midweek games before where Herzler rests him. He's got other players that could play there. So that puts me off a little bit, but it's one of those. Like, he's having a pretty good season. Top reckon he starts both. I just didn't want to risk it personally. There was others that I liked more. MD Hagat says, can you share a no Haaland wildcard draft? Can't afford him. Haaland's non-negotiable. Like, you just have to find the money somewhere. Who have you got that you can't afford Haaland? He's like probably the most core essential player on the wildcard, honestly, because he's got 2 doubles coming. So it's just not even worth like entertaining a no Haaland draft. He's just essential to a wildcard for me. You've got to find the money somewhere. I don't know who you've got. Have you got like Salah or something? There's ways to free up money elsewhere. Yeah, there's cheap forwards like Calvert-Lewin that have got double. They're only like 5.6 mil. There's cheap defenders, like look who I've got. Strike, Hill, Van Heck. They're all super cheap players. Vidat says, I transferred in Gross and Stack from Stack this week. Now I'm thinking I should have gone for Ampadu instead, because he basically guarantees an 8-pointer in Gameweek 33. Not guaranteed. What was it? What did that thing say just then? 54% of games he hits Defcon. So by no means guaranteed. You know, you can get booked. He only hits Defcon about just over half the games, so he's strong, but Gross is great as well. No, Gross is fine, honestly. I've got him in my wildcard anyway. Abdullah says, sell Ekitike, buy Welbeck. It depends on your chip strategy, first of all. Like I was saying with Welbeck just then, I don't know about him, honestly, whether he definitely starts both in the double. Like, Burnley this week is nice. Spurs away, Chelsea. I just don't know about Welbeck, honestly. I just don't feel enough confidence in him to consider him at all. I could be totally wrong. Radaz says, keeping Gabriel and Thiago in the double game week. Yeah, unfortunately, because of Salah's like totally derailed my season. It's so annoying. I would be on 3 free transfers right now. Instead, I'm on 1, and I'm like 12 points behind where I would have been. So, yeah, that Salah move was a disaster of how that played out in the end. And basically, I just don't have the luxury. I could go like Calvert-Lewin over Thiago, to be fair, but he's just been great this season, Thiago, so I don't mind keeping him with the fixtures he's got. Chris, thank you for becoming a member as well. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate your ongoing support. And he said, hi, Oscar, what to do with Salah? What's your chip strategy, Chris? I mean, he's got a good chance of starting this game week, to be fair. Where can I find your music? Most of this isn't mine. Most of this is Harris Heller. If you go on my channel... Oh no, it's not going to be there. My music isn't really anywhere. I've got a YouTube channel, but I've never advertised it where I put the songs. But anyway. Most of this is Harris Heller, though. Probably not my stuff that you're liking. Yeah, I mean, if I had Salah still... I suppose you just leave him in for a week if you're not using any chip. But if you've only got the bench boost left. Okay. I think you have to keep Salah in your situation because he doesn't blank in 34. And he didn't even come off the bench in the Champions League, so surely he does home to Fulham. So I would keep him. Class Sachs says, I've made your team, but I'm minus 1 million. What do I change? I think the easy change is you drop Thiago to Calvert-Lewin, and that would be the best way to free up that money. Anywhere else, I think it's not worth the sacrifice. But I think Calvert-Lewin versus Thiago is fine. Like, it could even be better. Yeah, my wildcard's active, Will. Right, let's have a look at the scout selection. Oh, that's not working. All right, we'll look at the Focal scout selection. Yeah, the official one's not working for some reason, but this is using review projections. How many players have you guys got? So it's Hermansen, Calafiori, Gabriel, Van Heck, Bruno, Cunha, Gordon, Salah, Rice, Bowen, and Thiago. So this is specifically for this week, to be fair. So I've only got Gabriel, Van Heck, Bruno, and Thiago. Just 4. You got 4 as well. Why was that not loading? Scout selection. Oh, here we go. So that's the one on fpl.page. By the way, if anyone's not got the Focal app, there's a link in the description to install it. It's free. It's got loads of good stuff on it, like bonus points, fixture ticker, price changes, best captains, articles written by me, live rank checker, expected data. And if you want to unlock premium on there, it's only 77p a week. Almost 500,000 FPL managers use it as well, so that's down below if you want to install the app for free. Check it out. Anyway, I've got the scout selection now. So they've gone with Verbruggen, Gabriel, O'Reilly, Mukiele, Bruno and Bumo, Gibbs, White, Sarr, Haaland, Bowen and Welbeck. So what's everyone saying for this one? I'll have Verbruggen, Gabriel, O'Reilly, Bruno, Haaland. 5. Only one more. 4, 5, 3. 3 again. Strike. Hittick says Strike and Hinchelwood or Beal and Gross. Probably Beal and Gross. It's quite close, that. The only thing with Beal that put me off slightly is Rodon's back around Gameweek 35, which is Burnley home. Does he keep his spot, or does Rodon come in for him? But Hinchelwood, it's very, very close, that, honestly. It's basically a coin toss. I think I just about prefer the second one more. Perhaps Hinchelwood's not completely nailed either. Gross could move up and play as a 10, and then Ayari comes in the pivot. Prince Farouk says, hey Oscar, what are your thoughts on Mitoma on the wildcard? I'm thinking of a front 3 of Bowen, Haaland, Thiago, and then I changed Bowen to João Pedro. Love that. I have Goodmanson instead of striking my team. It's a tough wildcard. Yeah, Matoma I love. I was saying earlier, Farouk, if I could afford him, I'd have Matoma over Gross. I'd have to drop Strike to Beal, and I just wasn't sure about Beal and Matoma being definitely better than Gross and Strike. But I think Matoma's great if you can get him in. And yeah, if I had an extra transfer or two, I would do the exact same as you. Bowen, Haaland, Thiago, and then you change Bowen to João Pedro in the double. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. LM says, you selling the Focal app like you've been in a sales job before. I used to do a little bit of sales when I worked in IT. I was never good at it though. They slowly pushed me away into like business analytics and admin stuff behind the scenes because I'm not very pushy. Like there's other people I think would like be quite pushy with customers and put them on a spot a bit, but I just never could do it. I just felt like the awkwardness. So I was never a great salesperson. But do install the Focal app. It is excellent. How did you resolve the Leeds defender issue? I ended up with Strike in the end. How did you actually say it? Pascal Strike? Pascal Strike? I think it's Strike. I just went for him in the end because he's probably the safest of them all. But they could all be great, like Justin, Gudmundsson, Beal. They might all be excellent, maybe even better. If Beal starts all games, I think he's actually the best. Strike, not stroke. Strike. Don't know if that actually even helps, having it spelt out like that. Oh, we've got 2,400 tuned in. I always forget to ask, but if you're not subscribed, hit the button below the stream. It is completely free. You can also like the stream if you're liking the stream, or hit dislike if you're not liking the stream. Thank you all for tuning in. How long have we got? Is the deadline 6:30? We've got about 45 minutes. Why not a Chelsea defender? Yeah, Cucurella maybe. Who else is there? Gusto maybe. I don't know. I don't know about Chelsea defence. This is peak content. It's pronounced Strauk. Strauk. Okay, Strauk. Got it. Pascal Strauk. That helps. Thank you. It's pronounced like the owl in crowd. Pascal Strauk. Ah. Strauk. Start JP or Palmer? I would start Palmer. How's everyone doing rank-wise heading into the final leg of the season? No more international breaks. It's chip season for most of you. What's everyone's rank at this point? Burnley winning 1-0 written all over it. Mate, don't. T. Blake says, Bowen this week, free transfers for João Pedro. Next week, or just keep João Pedro. Depends how many free transfers you got. If you've got more than one, I would consider it, yeah. If you don't, then I wouldn't. 13k, 80k, 7k, 2.2k. Some mad ranks here. 20k, very nice. 7k, 1 mil, 800k, 312k, 18k, 199k, 45k. Very nice. 280k, 290k. You guys must be like a point apart. 128, 1 mil, 7.5k. Jeez. 7.8 mil. 1.2 mil first season. Very good. Bang on 100k. Nice. I know for a fact you're not rank 1. Because that's not Eric. 1.2 mil, desperately trying to end up top mil. You'll get inside there for sure. Have you got a few, I think you said you had a few chips. Yeah, you should make some good gains with chips to go. Who's the most bought and sold players? Let's have a look. Wow, it's actually Van Heck, most bought in the world right now. 491,000. And then Welbeck. And then O'Reilly, Haaland, Semenyo, Verbruggen, Bruno, Bowen, Tavernier, Senesi, Darlow, Calvert-Lewin. It's mad to see these players that you just would never be getting bought usually, like Darlow. Double Gameweek Mania. Most sold players. Ekatike, Chalobah, Enzo, João Pedro, Thiago, Van Dijk, Wilson, Timber, Dubravka, Rogers, and Bumo, Anderson, Palmer. Palmer's being heavily sold before a double. I know he's got City, but that's crazy. I guess if people are on free hit 33, it makes sense to sell. Oh, Uche Samuel with the 10 gifted memberships. Thank you very much. Appreciate your support. Thank you very much, mate. Thanks for generosity. Welcome to the 10 new members. Courtesy of Samuel. Thank you, mate. Konstantin says defenders for 32 and 34 for under 7.3 mil. You've got Van Dijk, Gabriel, Richards, Hill, and Anderson. For 32 and 34. Maybe we can do it like this. We can go. So we go delete that. And then we want, yeah, clean sheet. So these are the projected clean sheets. So you've got Gabriel, Van Dijk, so that's fine. I mean, West Ham are actually third. Level with Liverpool. Man United, Forest. Oh, none of these have got inspiring picks though, have they? It's very hard to recommend a West Ham defender though. But they are joint second. Forest maybe, like Murillo. So under 7.3 mil, can't you just? I mean, you could go Saliba, no? Perhaps Saliba. That might be your best bet because they've also got good fixtures in the run-in beyond that. But yeah, maybe Saliba, Murillo, Mukiele, Tarkowski. Where's Man City on that chart? So he was asking 32 and 34, so I just specifically looked at those weeks. But City have a blank in 34, so that's why they're way down. Like if I just restore all weeks, Arsenal were top for the rest of the season. Then City, then Villa, Brighton, and projected goals. Arsenal, City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Man United, Brighton. Oh, Brighton, interesting. Makes me feel a bit better about having Gross. Thanks again, Samuel, for the 10 gifted. Marcus says, same team as you, except you've got Calvert-Lewin and Senesi over Gabriel and Thiago. Would you use 1.1 mil in the bank to upgrade or change anyone? I'm chasing big time. No, I don't think so. So 1.1 mil. You could go Mitoma over Gross. Maybe that if you're really chasing. Basically, Mitoma's higher upside than Gross. Gross is more nailed on for the 90 minutes. But I think Mitoma's minutes are going to be good, so I think he's a really nice upside pick. And he's only 0.6 mil more, I think, than Gross. Is that right? He's 5.5. I think Mitoma's 6.1. So yeah, if you're like really chasing, look at Mitoma as well. That would be the only change. Yeah, I think that's it, Marcus. Thanks for becoming a member as well, Samuel. Appreciate you, mate. Thank you for that. Extreme says, now I get to enjoy a month of free emotes. Oh yeah, there's some bangers in there. I probably need to update them and add some more, but there's a few Focal ones in there. They're all screenshots from past streams. Would you consider 3 Arsenal defenders? Depends on chip strategy, Baker Man. It's not bad at all. Like, as we just saw, Arsenal top for projected clean sheets in the run-in. Like, I'll probably end up buying one a bit later. Probably 37 for Burnley home and then Palace away in the final game week. I'll probably have to sell Palmer to do that. Why not Welbeck? Yeah, we were talking about Welbeck earlier. I think Welbeck's good. It's just whether he starts both games in the double. Because we have seen on occasions before his minutes, or he gets a bench in when there's a midweek game as well as a weekend one. Oh yeah, go for it, Junaid. I'll try and keep an eye out. See if you forgot to put the message. Chuck it in the chat quick and then I'll keep an eye out for it. Start Timber or Tarkowski from Baz for hands. I would just start Timber. I think he probably starts or doesn't play at all. Just trying to spot Junaid's message. He said he meant to put something in his chat and then he forgot to put it. Has anyone ever told you look like the Southampton manager? Who is it? Is it Will Still's little brother or something? I've never been told that. No, that's not Southampton, is it? That's Watford's manager. Who's Southampton's manager? Southampton manager. Tonda Eckert. Mate. What are you talking about? Nah, I'm not even that. Do I look like him? I haven't been told that, but maybe there's some resemblance there. Oh dear. Just got bodied. Mate, you're twins. I've been told Palmer, but not Eckert. So clear. Scrub says, yeah, that's actually a shout. Bang on. Oh dear. Absolute doppelganger. Thank you for that, Junaid. Yeah, I can sort of see it. I've been told I look like Palmer and Bamford. More. I've never been told I look like him though. Bamford and Palmer, yeah. I think someone once said Trossard as well, but I can kind of see the Bamford one. Can't unsee it. That's so funny. Yinwei says Timber, Ekitike, Wilson start one and who on first bench. I think Timber probably starts or doesn't play at all, so I would go with him. Start Timber and then I'd have Wilson ahead of Ekitike on the bench. FPL Mikhail says Gabriel on a wildcard and move him next game week. Wildcard bet, yeah, with 4 free transfers, I think the play is definitely what you just said. So you start with like I would probably have Haaland, Thiago, Bowen front 3. I'd have Gabriel, and then you spend a couple of transfers to move 2 of those on. So that could be like Bowen to João Pedro. That could be Gabriel to Senesi, that sort of thing. Yeah, that's definitely what I would do. Beekeeping, dude. Yeah, I'm definitely still doing the beekeeping. I have to basically wait until later in the summer before I get them. So I don't know if I'll even get a harvest, but I'm going to get them first week of July after the season's finished. I've placed a deposit. Neto instead of Palmer? Nah. Not for me. Why Thiago? It's just one of those, like, I don't know, Leeds haven't scored for 4 games. Thiago's scored like over twice as many goals this season, and the fixtures aren't bad. Everton home, Fulham home. I'll free hit him out when he's got Man United away. And then he's got West Ham home. I don't know, part of me just thinks it could be an opportunity to take on the DCL owners. Beekeeping sounds like a nightmare. It might be, I don't know. I'll find out soon. I love the suit and everything, so like yeah, we'll see. There's more to it than like I first thought when I was researching it. I just love the idea of it. I think it's so cool. So that'll be something. I'll get a hive this summer. But like they do this thing called swarming where they think they're finished and They decide to split off and find somewhere else to start a new hive. And when that happens, you can lose half your hive unless you get a second hive and then split them off into that. So what ends up often happening is people end up with going 1 to 2, and then they end up with like 3, and then 5, 8, 10. So that's the main method that people keep them. Yeah, team's locked. They do sting, but that's what the smoker's for. You have this thing called a smoker, and you do that, and it blows the smoke on them, and that like prevents that. They do like a thing like to communicate with other bees when there's a threat, and if you use the smoke, it calms them down, and they don't do it. So like you can use the smoker and then just like open up the hive, and they won't go crazy. They just chill if you use the smoker. Anyway, Wazza says same wildcard team, DCO instead of Thiago, but still 2.5 mil short. Any tips? Still 2.5. Let's think. Maybe you just skip Gabriel and you go Senesi. I think that's not even 2.5, is it? Still not enough. Where else? Evan Nilsson over João Pedro. No, you couldn't do that because then you've got Senesi there. It's tricky that. Maybe Welbeck over João Pedro and Senesi over Gabriel. I'll probably do that, Wazza. FPL. Bazza says 2.5 mil short, you're fucked, mate. Thanks for the supportive words, Bazza. That's weird how similar your usernames are, Bazza and Wazza. Are you like his brother winding him up, or what's going on here? That's probably the two ways I would do it anyway. Welbeck and Senesi. JH says, same wildcard team, minus 2.7 mil. So, yeah, same answer. I think you're going to have to go João Pedro down. So, Thiago to Calvert-Lewin, that frees up like a good amount. And then maybe Gabriel to Senesi, something like that. That'd probably be how I'd free up the money. Calvert-Lewin in, and yeah, maybe Gabriel just Senesi instead, and you have to start him this week. It is what it is. Hope for DEFCON. Should get DEFCON. And then Bazza says, lol, 2.7 mil short. You're in the gutters. What is everyone's team value? I mean, some people have had crazy value. There was a guy earlier who had like 107 million team value. That's crazy. He's got like 3 million more than me. Alan says no wildcard, free hit 33, bench boost 35, triple captain 36. Forwards are Bowen, Thiago, and you're planning to add Watkins. No funds for Haaland. Okay, yeah. So free hit, yeah. Oh, interesting. Okay, bench boost 35, yeah. Yeah, I think that makes sense. I think, yeah, Bowen and Thiago definitely. Watkins I've not really thought much about, but he's pretty solid. Who's got the most projected goals for the run-in? It was Arsenal, Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea. Yeah. Yeah, I think that makes sense. So you're free hitting in 33, so remove that. Yeah, Villa go up to 4th. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. Goran says bench Mukiele or Chow. So Mukiele 25% clean sheet odds, Chow 24%. I'd actually be tempted to bench Mukiele. You're only 1% different there, but Chow's better for DEFCON. Likelier to score as well, although unlikely. I'd rather start Chow and bench Mukiele. Oscar says only free hit and bench boost left. Game week 32, Sanchez to Verbruggen. Game week 33, bench boost. Game week 34, free hit. Or should I save a transfer? I would just keep Sanchez, because he's got the double in 33. Unless he has an absolute howler against City or doesn't start, then you probably just keep him at this stage and use the transfer for something else next week. 104 million. 102.8 mil, 104.7 mil. 102, 106, 107.4. Can anyone beat that? You were on 107.2, went down to 105.9 on the wildcard. That's still way more than me. 107.4 is the winner. Alright, new poll. How many chips have you got left after this game week? 3, 2, 1 and none? Surely no one's got 4 after this week, or is that possible? I guess it's possible. Go with that.
Like a beautiful memory or a casual passing ghost. Can't you see that I should be somewhere else? Like a surgeon attendant with me, love Leslie packing.
4. You still gonna, so what's your chip strategy when you got 4? Wildcard 33, free hit 34. Oh yeah, I guess that's possible. Sorry. Yeah, I didn't really think that one through. I'll end that poll quickly because I don't think it's a good poll. Ready to go. Dimitri said, whom to start, Mukiele or Iwobi? I would start Mukiele there, Dimitri. Delboy with the 36 months, 3 years. He says, oi oi Oscar, all my best mate. Thank you Delboy, appreciate you. I hope you're well. Thank you for coming by. Right, let's end that poll because that was a terrible poll. Tea or coffee? That's a much better poll. Frederick says, Pickford, Alderete, Van Dijk, Charles. So he's got 2 mil on the bank, all chips except the wildcard. Any ideas? All chips, okay. So I would definitely free hit 33 if I were you. $2 mil on the bank. I think I'll do Ekatike to Bowen. And free hit and 33. Triple captain Haaland in 36, if that's where the double goes. It probably will. Because Haaland should end up with these fixtures in 36. Brentford home, Palace home. So you triple captain then. And just bench boost. Have a look at your team in other weeks surrounding it and what looks best. Maybe a 35 or a 37 bench boost. Oscar says, next question, and Dubravka or Sanchez this game week? So Dubravka, Burnley. Sanchez, Man City. What are the odds then? 17% for Chelsea, 16%. I'd probably give Dubravka the start. Home fixture, save points. Joel says, same wildcard team but 1.6 behind. Any tips? You could do Thiago to Calvert-Lewin. Don't know if that frees up enough. Depends on your sell price and Thiago. That would be the main one, I think. You could go like Vifa instead of Gross. Maybe those two combined would be enough. Yeah, consider that. I think that's probably the best way to free it up. C98 says, who's the best option, Hinshelwood, Gross or Mitoma? I think Mitoma potentially. Gross is basically the most secure one for minutes. Like, he's probably going to get 90 a game. Mitoma might get like 80 a game, but he's got the highest upside because he's the most attacking. So if I could afford Mitoma, I would have him over Gross, honestly. I don't like Minte. I'm just not sure he starts all of the next 3. Kano, thanks for the 24 months, 2 years. He says Strike stops going to Saka, Timber and Sarr in 36. What are you saying in your setup? In my setup, it's probably, yeah, it's probably, I'll probably do Palmer to Sarr and then like Hill to Munoz in 36 instead. And then 37, Arsenal have got Burnley home, and then I'll bring in like Timber and Rice probably. But yeah, if you're talking about your team, you could go like Beal if you're saying you're super tight on money. Or one of the other ones like Justin. Elk Punchy says, forgot to activate the wildcard and I've made 32, minus 32. Do I get the points back if I use the wildcard now? Please, 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 FFS. You do, yeah. If you activate your wildcard or your free hit after taking hits, the hits get wiped. So activate your wildcard now. You've got half an hour and those hits will be wiped. You're fine. You're good, Elk. Arcus says, I'm missing 0.8 mil. What to do? Yeah, Thiago to Calvert-Lewin is the obvious one. Yeah, I think there's nowhere else I'd want to free up the money. Thiago to Calvert-Lewin, and that's it. 59% prefer coffee, 41% tea. Damn. Coke or Pepsi? Akil says, how's Mitoma? Any other mids for the wildcard? I think Bruno, Palmer, Semenyo are non-negotiables. I think Tavernier as well. So it's just that one last slot. Mitoma, Gross, Scott, you know, Hinchelwood. Or you just go for a single Gameweek player like Gordon. That's fine as well. They're all like really similar. Not much between them. But I like Mitoma the most. I just couldn't afford him. And Marty says, hey mate, I'm late to the stream. Is that your wildcard? Yeah, this is it, mate. This is the wildcard. I'm not changing anything now. Unless there's some major news. But I don't think there will be anything. Wildcard active. 2 more chips to go. So I'll bench boost in 33. I'll free hit in 34. And I'm out of chips for the season. Prino says he's 105k wildcard, but if Phil going template won't be enough of a jump. Same team besides Thiago, where you've got Calvert-Lewin. I want to go a bit differential. Gomez, Gross, Truffert, Hill, Senesi. I think you're overestimating the ownership of players like Gross. Hill and Senesi, I guess, yeah. Truffert is okay there, but I think you're massively overestimating what Gross's ownership will be. Like, I reckon it's going to be something like 10% effective ownership in the top 100k. I don't know. Do you guys agree with that? I just think it's going to be really low. I think Gomez is like differentiating for the sake of it, and he'll probably. I mean, the predicted lineup for this game week has got Gomez starting right wing, but then it could be in the double game week, Minte comes in for one of the games and Gomez doesn't start both. So I don't know. I wouldn't read too much into it. Grossly underestimating Tom's team. I'm not sure on Tom's team. Don't know. I'm guessing he's wildcarded. Oh, thank you, Yaz. Yeah, we were looking at a video of the new office earlier. It's complete now. Got the new Chesterfield sofa. I've got Royal Salute 21 years aged whiskey. I don't know when I'm going to open that. Maybe if I get top 10k somehow, I'll crack it open. Probably save it for the wedding. That's probably better use. Job says if you swap Thiago to Calvert-Lewin, you'd use your extra money from Mitoma over Gross. Yeah, I did consider that. I did really consider that. I think it's so close. I really like the idea of retaining Thiago. I just think there's a world where Calvert-Lewin massively disappoints and Thiago does well in one fewer fixture. Like, what's he got? Like 19 goals this season. 19 goals, 1 assist. Like, Calvert-Lewin's having a pretty great season as well, isn't he? Was he on like 10 goals or something? 9 goals? Yeah, I don't know. It's just like this feeling I couldn't shake. Like, I wanted to have Thiago and just take on DCL owners. Like, if Man United can shut out Leeds this game week and Thiago scores, then I've got a head start heading into the double. But we'll see. Yeah. We'll see. I don't think it's the optimal play. Like, no models suggest doing what I'm doing. They all say get Calvert-Lewin and play him, start him against Man United. But yeah, DCL's good. Thomas says, would you have a 1 game week wildcard punt on a Man United defender and replace him with Strike next game week? We'll just play Strike this week. Is Dallo fit? No, I don't think I'd buy it. I don't think I'd spend a valuable transfer on a Man United defender for 1 week. I would just play Strike, honestly. Harry's gone Hinchelwood. Oh, fair play. Free wedding invitations as prizes. That's not a bad idea. I'm already getting told off because there's too many people on the guest list. I've got lots of friends. Like, it's not my fault. I have to go through the list and be like, these are my mates from FPL. These are my mates from school. These are my mates from university. These are family. It's in July. Wait until the season's over, of course. Thiago's been called up for Brazil. He's going to be on fire. Yeah, I looked that up actually. He's played twice, hasn't he? And he scored once. Yeah, James Justin's an option as well. He's like 3.9 mil, and he can play a couple positions. Well, like, to be fair, he can play anywhere across the back line. I think Biel's the best cheap defender from Leeds if he starts all games. Like, Rodon's expected to be out till May, so Biel should be safe for at least the double, potentially longer. Because he is really good, Biel. Like, some Leeds fans say he's their best defender. I tweeted about it earlier if anyone wants to read that on Leeds defenders. What's your chair? Just like a cheap Amazon one. Oh, it's got like a shirt on it. Yeah, it's just a cheap Amazon one. Comfy though. I've had it for a few years. Biel's flagged. Yeah, I mean, you don't need him this week with Biel. Farker said he's got a chance of making the Man United game, so it sounds like he should be right for the double, but obviously, yeah, it's a little bit of a risk. Where's Teddy? Actually don't know where he is. I've got my door shut, so maybe I'll open it and you might see him come in. Teddy? Teddy? Oh, I think he's coming. Come on in, bro. Yo, Teddy. Here he is. Right on cue. Kaliga with the 37 months. He says, Mukiele or Anderson to who? So what's your chip strategy? Because it depends on that. Like, I would go for probably a Brighton defender. Unless you're free hitting a 33, then you don't need them. And then you look at someone... Like, if you're free hitting in 33, then you want someone that has good fixtures outside of it. You know, like Van Dijk or Gabriel or... don't know who else. Murillo. Welbeck, Gross or Mitoma. I would say Mitoma, but they're all good. If I was ranking them, I would say Mitoma, then Gross, and then Welbeck. Mainly in terms of upside. Gross is the safest of the three for minutes, so it depends what you want. Did Teddy use his wildcard this week? Mate, you forgot about his team in Game Week 2. Proper casual. He's too cool for it. Is this AI? What do you mean? What? What? Right, anyways, keep going. Where did I get to? Arch says 2 out of Strike versus Hill versus Senesi on the wild card. Senesi and Strike would be my picks out of those. They're all good, but I would probably go with that. Struggling with this game, says Halsker. Why did you decide to use the wildcard now? And doesn't it mean that free hit 34 would generally be low scoring when there's so many teams blank him? Well, you've got Arsenal and Liverpool playing 34, so like there are some good fixtures still. It was a few things, like Ekatike, I lost some confidence in his minutes this week. I wasn't sure whether he's going to start. And then Palace winning 3-0 as well. Like, so they're going to be prioritising Europe 100%. Like, Glasner's almost gone. He's going to be desperate to go out with a bang, and they're going to be focused on that. So originally I liked the idea of Wildcard 35 to get triple Palace, but I'm not as fussed by that now. Well, free hit 34 should still be strong, but yeah, it's a weird one. Like, you can definitely get through it without a chip, depending on your strategy there. Who's Teddy captain in this week? I think he said he's going... I can't remember who it was. It was a Brighton player. I think it was Welbeck. But he's got him since Game Week 2. Lewis says, on a Wildcard 32, will I be able to navigate 35 with one free transfer? Are you free hitting 34, or what's the plan? 35 is a regular game week, so that's fine. Do you mean 34? 34 is the blank. All the teams that double in 33 blank in 34. So those 6 teams that double next week are all going to have a blank game week 34. Bournemouth, Brighton, Burnley, Chelsea, Leeds, Man City. So if you're wildcard and you've used your free hit, then you have to have like Arsenal and I guess like Liverpool, a couple of Liverpool players, Van Dijk, that sort of thing to get you through the week. Connor says wildcard activated, left side is out, right side is in. Thiago to Gyökeres. Ekatike Haaland. Virgil to Mukiele, Lefay and Dijk, Gray, Van Heck, King Siddiqui, Wilson Garner. I'm not sure about some of these players you're bringing in, Connor. Rynildo. Have you got your bench boost in free hit still? Siddiqui, I don't understand some of these picks. Gyökeres, I'm not really sure about him either. Yeah, I don't know about some of these. Have you already used your free hit and you're trying to set up to also get through 34? Is that what's going on there? I bet basically I'd go similar to this, but I'd probably have... you have to have triple Arsenal, I think. You'd have to have Van Dijk, that sort of thing. Maybe a West Ham defender. Bench boost or free hit active. Do you mean you still got them? If you've still got your bench boost and free hit, then I would line up something like what I've got here, because I'm planning to use all of those chips in the next few weeks. Yeah, I think you have to review some of those picks. Have a look at who doubles in 33. You don't want to have players that don't double and you can bench boost them. Yeah, sorry, Josh, I'm a bit behind. Alan says Watkins / Ekatike. Watkins, if I had to pick one there. Gabriel, O'Reilly, Van Dijk, Chow, Thiago, Bowen, Watkins. Free hit 33, bench boost 35, triple captain 36. Okay. Yeah, I would say Watkins over Ekatike, definitely. Yeah, so is that who you're looking to bring in? I would go Watkins there. You're free hitting 33, so that's fine. Yeah, that's it. You might have to spend a move in 34, but yeah, hard to tell at a glance how many players you've got blank in there. I think you might need to spend a move or two. No, I think you're okay. Yeah. Why Hill over Senesi? I just can't afford Senesi, basically. That's the only reason. Josh said Cunha to Palmer, Gabriel to Senesi, Thiago to DCL, pick left and right. So Palmer over Cunha. Oh, Gabriel and Senesi are both great. Like, I've got Gabriel and Hill, for example. If I literally only had to pick one, then Senesi, and then buy Gabriel after the double. Thiago just about, but DCL is probably equally good. But I've gone Thiago. So Palmer, Senesi, Thiago, I would say, Josh. Random guy says no wildcard. Cash/Anderson. Oh, I've lost it. Cash/Anderson to Van Heck. I think we're gonna have to pause super chats, by the way, guys. I've just realised I'm a little bit behind. Apologies. I don't want to leave any questions unanswered here. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend sending one just because I want to make sure I catch up first. No wildcard. Cash/Anderson to Van Heck or Van Dijk to O'Reilly. So are you free hitting 34? If that's your plan, then I would say, or are you free hitting 33? It's hard to say about knowing what you're doing. Because like O'Reilly, if you're free hitting next week, you don't go O'Reilly now. If you're free hitting 34, then I would just get O'Reilly next week. And just get Van Heck now for Anderson. So Van Heck in for Anderson. And then buy O'Reilly next week. Maisie, thank you for the super chat as well. Struggling with this game says also, I currently filled 11 for 34, which means I have no bench boost 33. I'm really not sure what to do. I have still a very chip acceptable captain. Team looks good, but losing the bench boost 33 sounds scary. Should I just hit the wild card and aim for the bench boost? Did you put your team above? No. It's... Yeah, I know what you mean. I really weighed it all up, and I think it's super close, but I think wildcard 32 edges it, but it does depend on how you're set up. Like, I could also field 11 plus 1 on the bench in 34, and I still went for it. But I had a few issues in my team. I didn't really like playing Mukiele. I didn't like playing Ekitike. I didn't have Haaland. I didn't have Semenyo. So, yeah, it felt worth it, just about, for me. Hard to say about knowing your team. Please explain Gabriel. I've only got one free transfer. I don't have the luxury. How are we doing, Skip? So, yeah, I just felt it was worth it. But if you've got a really good team this week, I do think it's fine to save it. I think wildcard 35 is still good. You look knackered, Oscar. Wait, I always look this way after the end of a 2-hour stream. I'm not used to sitting still for 2 hours. Maisie, thank you for the super chat as well. And Luke says, on a wildcard, Hinshelwood and Strike, or Gross and Beal, or Justin. I'd say Gross and Beal just about edges it there. FPL 1661 said, wildcard, Beal, Sarr and DCL, or Hill, Aronson and Welbs. Is Bowen for 1 week and then Pedro worth it? I like the first combo more, but I would rather like a Brighton mid or Tavernier, like Gross or Tavernier over Sarr. Yeah, if you've got more than one transfer, I think on a wildcard, having Bowen for 1 week and then sell him is a good strategy. Because there's good upside there, and you can cheer someone on tonight as well, if you're watching the game. Yeah, I'd say the first combo, but I'd rather like Gross or Tavernier over Sarr, and then buy Sarr later. Mario says, start Dango or Ekitike, and are you getting Bowen? Start Dango, definitely. No, I'm not getting Bowen. This is my final wildcard, so let's take a screenshot and post it. Oh, Johan says, Senesi over Hill if I've got the funds. Yeah, if you've got the funds, Senesi over Hill for me is slightly better. Right, Gameweek 32. Gameweek 32, wildcard used. Good luck all. Boom. Let's post that. Benches in the right order. Good. Do check out Holy, by the way. Link below and some coupons down there. Yeah, Senesi over Hill. Mitoma over Gross. I can't afford either, otherwise I would have them. I did consider Calvert-Lewin over Thiago. Maybe I'll regret that because those guys free up the money for at least one of them. But no, I'm sticking with Thiago. Yeah, I think Matoma will start. Like, he's in the predicted lineups. FPL Instinctive is really good for everything Brighton. This is his predicted lineup. He's actually got Matoma of green as well. He's got Gomez yellow. So he actually hasn't got Minte there, if you guys were looking at Minte. Something to keep in mind. He hasn't even got Minte. I know, 5 players in one match. This is the one thing I really don't like about Wildcard 32. Is there's no way you come out victorious with that 5 in one game. Unless like Haaland, Palmer, Semenyo score, maybe like João Pedro's assisted Palmer or something. But it just feels so unlikely that that game goes well from an FPL perspective. It's all about the double in 33. And I guess that's kind of the gist of Wildcard 32. Like, you potentially lose some points this week than what you would have had before, but then you gain them, hopefully, theoretically, ideally in Gameweek 33 on the bench boost. Right, final captain poll. Who is your captain? Haaland's got Chelsea away. Bruno's got Leeds home. Should we chuck someone like Bowen in there as a third option? And then other. So if you go other, message and chat. Who's your other? Who else is the other? Salah? Thiago? Hydro Washer says, is it worth doing a punt on Bowen this week in Gameweek 34? Yeah, definitely. Bowen's probably the best forward in terms of this week in 34, if you're free hitting 33. Yeah, Bowen's great. He was my planned transfer before I decided to wildcard 32. I was going to do Mane to Bowen. Why Gross over Matoma? Just funds. I think Matoma's definitely higher upside, yeah. Your team's cold, mate. It doesn't feel it. I don't know. We'll see. Tavernier or Tavernier? Probably Tavernier. Five minutes till deadline. Make sure you got your team locked in. Well done, by the way, for not forgetting the deadline. Because every time I do these Friday streams and post my team on the channel, there's comments like, oh, I missed the deadline. But well done, you're not one of those. Or if you've just tuned in, you've got 4 minutes to sort your team out. Yeah, Ampadu's good. We were looking at him earlier. He's like 5th best for DEFCONs per 90 this season. Ant says Bowen for João Pedro for front 3. Haaland, Thiago, Bowen. Sorry, Haaland, Thiago, Bowen. And bench Dango or Wilson. Or roll and start Haaland, Thiago, Dango, Wilson. I wouldn't sell João Pedro unless you're free hitting 33. Then it makes sense, because then you can free hit João Pedro in. So if you're free hitting 33, then João Pedro to Bowen looks good, yeah. Pwned Craig says, for free hit 33, keep or sell Ekatike. I'd consider selling him for Bowen or Thiago if you haven't got either of those, Craig. Ekatike to Bowen or Thiago makes sense on free hit 33. Just double check if you've got enough players in 34, whether you need to use transfers elsewhere. Because in my case, I was going to do Mane to Bowen, and that left me with 1 player bench depth, but maybe you'd end up with not enough depth. But yeah, I would sell him. Agox says, Wildcard 32, 5 free transfers. Would I have enough free transfers by 36 to do Gabriel in 33 and back in 34? João Pedro in for Thiago in 33, plus 3 Palace in 36. And is it the way to go? I think you can, yeah. With 5 transfers, yeah. So Gabriel out and back in 34. So you're saying you're not free hitting 34? Yeah, I think you should have enough. Yeah, because you'll roll some by then as well, right? Yeah, I think Gabriel out and back in is viable. When you've got 5 transfers, you can look at that sort of thing. Likewise, João Pedro in 33. Yeah, I would say you're fine. You might even only want 2 Palace, because they're going to likely progress in Europa, but we'll see. Nat DeWan, thanks for the 11 months, who says, thoughts on Diego Gomez? I love a risky player. He is a little bit risky. I don't dislike him. I like Matoma and Gross more. Probably like FIFA as well, but yeah, he's not bad. I probably wouldn't risk it myself. I think he's 1 yellow from a 2-match suspension, so I think that's all enough to put me off him. If he gets booked this game week, he's suspended for both games in the double. So I'd probably swerve him for that, if nothing else. Is Beto a good choice? Nah, I know he was top scorer last week, but no. I wouldn't get Beto. Tavernier or Garner? Who do I start? Garner. Oh, yeah, I mean, maybe Beto, like... Is it Gameweek 37? They've got Sunderland home. Maybe them, but... Probably better options. I'd rather get, like, Ndai or something then. Captain Poll then. Leeds, Bruno 86%, Haaland 9%, Bowen 3%, and other 2%. And I think that is the deadline. Before you go, hit subscribe. Thank you for tuning in as always. I hope you have a great game week. Tomahawk, there's not enough time to answer this before the deadline, but let's read it. A wildcard this week, I'm playing Gabriel Gay, Van Dijk and Cash as a back 4. And then Bruno Fernandes, Semenyo and Dye and Rogers midfield 4. And then Haaland Welbeck up front for Bruggen in goal. Yeah, looks good. Gay is an interesting one. I actually was thinking about him as well, just because at least he's totally nailed. Like, it's not out of the question O'Reilly just gets a random bench in. But yeah, team looks good. I mean, I didn't have Ndiaye Rogers in my wildcard, but it depends on your chip strategy as well. I can see there's reasons to have them. Like if you've used your free hit or you're not using it in 34, for example. But yeah, looks good, Tomahawk. I hope it goes well. At a glance, looks like a good team. Right, is there anyone to raid today? Let's have a quick look. Or do we wrap up there? Who's live? Problem is everyone's got it on subscribers only these days, so maybe not. FPL Hawley. Well, we went to him last stream, didn't we? Actually, that was actually a great raid. To be fair. Really enjoyed that. Last one was good. I don't know if we'll top that again for the rest of the season. No, I think that's it. I think we'll leave it there. TalkSport. Anyway, hey, we'll wrap it up there. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you smash it this game. I appreciate you for tuning into the stream. Yeah, if you've not got the Focal app, link below to install that. Good luck this game. I hope you absolutely smash it. That is it from me. Focal out.
It's Mo Salah! It's Mo Salah!